In the wild world of reptiles, survival is a game of wits, color, and cunning. Every day, countless creatures must outsmart predators, blend into their surroundings, or send a clear warning, "Don't mess with me." Among these clever survivors, some have taken the art of deception to a whole new level. Some animals are true masters of disguise, using their appearance not just to hide, but to send powerful messages to friend and foe alike. Their patterns and colors are more than just decoration. They're tools for survival, honed by millions of years of evolution. The classic case? The venomous coral snake and the harmless milk snake, two snakes with nearly identical bands of red, yellow, and black. At first glance, it's almost impossible to tell them apart, and that's exactly the point. This isn't just a quirky coincidence. It's a fascinating example of what scientists call Bayesian mimicry. In this evolutionary strategy, a harmless species evolves to imitate the warning signals of a dangerous one, gaining protection without having to invest in venom or other defenses. The milk snake, for example, has evolved to look strikingly similar to its venomous cousin. By borrowing the coral snake's bold warning colors, the milk snake tricks would-be predators into thinking it's just as dangerous. This clever disguise helps it avoid becoming someone's lunch. This mimicry is so convincing that it often fools not just animals but humans too. Many people, when they spot a brightly colored snake in the grass, can't help but feel a jolt of fear, even if the snake is completely harmless. This confusion can lead to unnecessary panic, and sometimes the needless killing of these misunderstood creatures. That's why learning to tell these snakes apart is so important, not just for our own safety, but for the sake of conservation. By understanding the differences, we can protect ourselves and help preserve the delicate balance of our ecosystems. Imagine you're a hawk soaring high above the fields. You spot those unmistakable bands of red, yellow, and black slithering through the grass. Instinctively, you think danger and steer clear. That's exactly what the milk snake is counting on. Its costume is its shield. It's a high-stakes game of dress-up, where the cost of being caught is life or death. The milk snake is one of nature's greatest pretenders, moving confidently through its world, protected by a reputation it doesn't actually deserve. Today, we'll become wildlife detectives, learning to crack the code that separates the truly venomous from the clever imposters. We'll explore the subtle clues hidden in their patterns, behaviors, and habitats, clues that can mean the difference between fear and fascination. By the end of our journey, you'll be able to confidently spot the difference between a coral snake and a milk snake. You'll also gain a new appreciation for the unique roles both of these snakes play in their environments, from keeping rodent populations in check to teaching us about the wonders of adaptation. So, grab your explorer's hat and sharpen your senses. Let's dive into the colorful, confusing, and utterly captivating world of coral snakes and milk snakes. Adventure, discovery, and a few surprises await as we unravel the secrets of nature's greatest pretenders. When it comes to telling apart two of North America's most striking snakes, there's a rhyme that's been passed down for generations. Red on yellow, kill a fellow, red on black, friend of Jack. This catchy phrase isn't just a fun bit of folklore, it's a practical tool that could make all the difference if you ever cross paths with one of these colorful reptiles. The rhyme is easy to remember, and it's designed to help you quickly identify which snake is venomous and which is harmless, even if you only catch a glimpse of their vibrant bands. On a true coral snake, the red and yellow bands are always touching. This isn't just a random color arrangement, it's nature's way of sending a clear warning. The bright, contrasting colors act as a visual alarm, signaling to predators and people alike that this snake is best left alone. The red and yellow bands are like a stop sign in the wild, a universal symbol of danger. In contrast, the harmless milk snake sports a different pattern. Here, the red bands are always separated from the yellow by black bands. This subtle difference is easy to miss if you're not looking closely, but it's the key to telling these two species apart. The milk snake's mimicry is so convincing that even experienced hikers sometimes do a double take. This visual clue, the order of the colored bands, is the most important detail for quick identification in North America. It's a classic example of how evolution has shaped both danger and deception in the animal kingdom. The coral snake's pattern warns, while the milk snake's mimicry protects it from predators who'd rather not take a risk. But it's important to remember that this rhyme is only reliable in the United States. In other parts of the world, coral snakes can have different color patterns, and the rhyme doesn't always apply. Some tropical species have bands that break the North American rules, so relying solely on the rhyme could lead to a dangerous mistake if you're traveling abroad. That's why it's crucial to be aware of your location and the local wildlife. If you're outside North America, take extra care and consult local guides or experts before making any assumptions about a snake's identity. Whenever you encounter a snake with bold, colorful bands, take a moment to observe the sequence carefully. Don't rush. Look for the telltale signs, and remember that even a harmless snake deserves respect and space. In North America, the rule is simple. Red and yellow together means danger, while red and black means you can relax a little, but always err on the side of caution. Never handle a wild snake unless you're absolutely certain of its identity. The best approach is to give any wild snake plenty of space. Use the color code as your first clue, but let curiosity be guided by caution. Observing from a safe distance allows you to appreciate these fascinating creatures without putting yourself or the snake at risk. The world of snakes is full of vibrant signals and hidden meanings, a language written in scales and colors. By learning to read these patterns, we unlock the secrets of survival and mimicry in nature. So next time you see those bold bands, remember, you're witnessing one of evolution's most remarkable stories. Let's keep decoding. Beyond colors, what about head shape? Many people believe that you can easily tell a venomous snake from a harmless one just by looking at the shape of its head or body. But is it really that simple? Unlike most venomous snakes, coral snakes have a small blunt head, almost identical to the milk snake. If you look closely, you'll notice that both species have heads that blend smoothly into their necks, without the dramatic, angular shape you might expect from a dangerous snake. Both have slender, streamlined bodies and round pupils, making visual ID tricky. Their bodies are built for moving quickly through leaf litter and underbrush, not for intimidation. This means that, at a glance, they can appear almost identical, especially when they're on the move. The myth that venomous snakes always have triangular heads or cat-like pupils doesn't apply here. In fact, these features are more common in vipers, not in coral snakes or their lookalikes. Both coral and milk snakes break this rule, which can lead to confusion for anyone trying to identify them in the wild. Coral and milk snakes look so similar that even experts can struggle to tell them apart by shape alone. Herpetologists often rely on other clues, because the differences in head and body shape are so subtle that they're almost impossible to spot without close examination. Coral snakes are uniformly slender. Milk snakes can be slightly more robust, but the difference is subtle. Unless you're holding both snakes side by side, you'd be hard-pressed to notice any real distinction in their build. The most reliable clue remains the color pattern. The arrangement and order of the colored bands are far more telling than any aspect of head or body shape. Head and body shape are just too similar to be a dependable guide for most people. Even seasoned snake handlers know that relying on shape alone is risky, especially in regions where both species are found. When in doubt, focus on the bands. That's your best bet. Remember, nature loves to play tricks, and in the case of coral and milk snakes, appearances can be deceiving. Always use caution and look for the most reliable signs before making any assumptions. Here's the crucial difference. Venom. Coral snakes are highly venomous, packing a neurotoxin that can cause paralysis and even death if untreated. Their fangs are small and fixed, so they need to bite and hold on to deliver venom. Most bites happen when people try to handle them. Milk snakes, in contrast, are completely harmless. No venom, no fangs, no danger to humans. They rely on mimicry and bluffing behaviors to avoid predators. The coral snake's reputation protects both itself and its look-alike. This is mimicry at its finest. One's danger is the other's shield. The invisible line between them? Venom. That's what really matters. Let's separate fact from fiction about bites. Coral snake bites are rare, they're shy, not aggressive, and most bites happen when people try to handle them. If bitten, symptoms can be delayed, but deadly muscle weakness, paralysis, and respiratory failure. Immediate medical attention and antivenom are essential. Don't wait for symptoms. Thanks to antivenom and the rarity of bites, fatalities are now extremely rare in the US. A milk snake bite, on the other hand, is harmless. Just minor scratches at worst. No venom, no hospital trip needed. The biggest risk is the shock of being bitten, not the bite itself. Proper identification is key. Know what you're dealing with. If in doubt, always seek help. Coral snakes are found in the Americas, mainly in the southeastern US, think Florida, Georgia, Texas, and Arizona. They love sandy soils and spend most of their time hidden underground or in leaf litter. Milk snakes have a much wider range, from Canada through the US and into South America, thriving in forests, fields, and even gardens. Their habitats often overlap in the southeast, making mimicry especially effective. Where coral snakes are present, predators learn to avoid both species. If you're in a sandy pine forest in the southeast, you're in coral snake territory. Milk snakes are generalists. Look for them under logs, rocks, or even in your backyard. Habitat clues can help, but always check the bands. Behavior offers more clues. Coral snakes are shy, reclusive, and quick to flee, biting only as a last resort. If threatened, they may hide their head, wave their tail, or make popping sounds to startle predators. Milk snakes are also non-aggressive, but put on a dramatic show. Tail vibrations, bluff strikes, and foul-smelling musk. Both prefer to stay hidden, but their activity times differ. Coral snakes are crepuscular, active at dawn and dusk, especially after rain. Milk snakes are mostly nocturnal, hunting at night when it's cooler. Even where they overlap, their routines keep them apart. Understanding these patterns helps us coexist safely. Watch, don't touch. Let's boil it down to 3 golden rules. First, color bands. Red on yellow, kill a fellow. Red on black, friend of Jack. Check which colors touch. Second, venom. Coral snakes are dangerously venomous. Immediate medical attention is a must. Milk snakes are harmless. Third, snout color. Coral snakes often have a black snout with a yellow band. Milk snakes usually have a red snout. Use this as a secondary clue. These 3 rules, band pattern, venom, and snout color, are your toolkit. Body shape and pupil shape, too similar to help. Commit these clues to memory for safe, confident identification. Knowledge turns fear into respect. Stay curious, stay safe. Why does this matter? Because knowledge replaces fear with respect. Misidentification leads to harmless milk snakes being killed out of fear. Recognizing the difference lets us protect both ourselves and these vital creatures. If you don't know what it is, leave it alone. Admire from a distance. Coral snakes aren't out to get us. They're shy hunters, not aggressors. Learning their habits helps us coexist safely and appreciate their role in nature. Nature's mimicry teaches us to look closer and question first impressions. Next time you see red, yellow, and black, remember the rules and respect the wild wonder before you.